Hello, today we're going to be going over the local severe weather event that will be happening this afternoon into the evening. We have an enhanced risk for severe weather and a large marginal risk extending into the southeast, um, the Midwest, and into the western parts of the Great Plains. But first, let's just look at these watches. We have three currently. Um, the newest one was for West Virginia and Maryland. Um, the threats include severe wind, which is high, and then everything else is low, and EF2 plus tornadoes are very low. So we could be seeing a lot of severe thunderstorms with wind, but the really strong winds don't seem very likely. So not crazy severe, but definitely some stronger storms that we need to be looking out for. Looking at the other two watches, we have one for Pennsylvania and West Virginia. The threats are severe wind and hail, and then same as the other one, just uh, maybe some serious storms with wind and hail. Higher threats seem unlikely, but we could see, an isolated tornado or isolated really strong wind report or hail, large hail. And then going into this last severe thunderstorm watch, the same thing as the last one, just potential for some stronger storms, some being severe. The enhanced risk goes from Northern Virginia through Maryland near DC and into northern Jersey and southeastern Pennsylvania, just to the east, to the west of New York City. Going into the outlooks, just a day one, we see tornado threat is not the highest, maybe a couple isolated tornadoes. Wind seems like the highest though. That's where our enhanced risk comes from. 30% area within 25 miles of a given point. And then hail possibility too, with large general thunderstorm risk all the way back into the upper plains and Midwest. Then going into day two, we have just a marginal risk, just some isolated stronger storms with wind possible, marginally severe storms possible. Then Thursday, we have just a 5% chance of severe weather. We still have another severe risk through day 3. So day 1, 2, and 3 all have thunderstorm risk in our area, and some severe storms possible later today. Could be isolated, but we'll be taking a look at the models later. Thunderstorm risk, we have a very high chance of seeing some thunderstorms today. Just to the west of the city, you could see 70% chance for thunderstorms. A big chance for severe thunderstorms, and just thunderstorms in general in the upper plains. And then monsoonal activity and Gulf of Mexico moisture really just allowing for a lot of those thunderstorms to move on shore. So we have about a 40% chance according to the SPC, 40% chance into 10%, and then this should really move out overnight. And then we have thunderstorm risk for the next 3 days, just no severe storms really expected. Mesoscale discussions, we have a new one. First, we have a threat for some winds and hail. Severe thunderstorm watch was added. And then we have two more. This one is relatively new. In Minnesota, isolated damaging winds and large hail are possible. A weather watch is not expected, but it could happen, but it's not expected to be created. And then finally, for the mesoscale discussions for New England, just concerning those potential for severe storms. Fire, day 1, we could see some isolated dry thunderstorms with the monsoonal activity and just some fire risk as well for Nevada, California, and southern Oregon. Day 2, much of the same, just some isolated dry thunderstorms and fire risk for Nevada. Yeah, not looking too good out there. And yeah, that's about it for now. Storm reports, none as of now, but we will likely be seeing some of that soon. come into the into this website. We might look at that tomorrow or soon. Now, just briefly going over tropical activity. For the Atlantic, we have a 10% chance for this disturbance coming off the Gulf Coast near the Mississippi and Alabama border. 10% in the next 48 hours and 20% chance in the next 5 days. It might form. It doesn't look like a too organized storm. If anything, it will be a tropical storm if it does form, or just a tropical depression. But as of now, it does not look like it will be too strong if it forms. It would be Tropical Storm Danielle if it were to form. In the Eastern Pacific, we have Hurricane Darby. It was a Category 4 yesterday. It strengthened from a Category 3 to Category 4 after the video, and now it is weakening back from 130 plus miles per hour down to 125 miles per hour. And then we have this system, 10% in the next 48 hours, and then 80% in the next 5 days. And this is really expected to form into the next name, which would be Estelle, and it will likely impact Baja California and maybe even bring some moisture, which is needed in the southwest. Nothing else in the Central Pacific besides Darby is expected to become post-tropical and move to the south of the Hawaiian Islands, maybe impacting just a little bit there. Briefly going over sea surface temperatures. Equatorial Pacific, quite warm, but the waters that Darby are moving into are not really favorable for sustaining its strength. And it was like the waters were marginally conducive for tropical development, so it was very interesting to see how it actually formed. The Gulf is really piping right now. It's just becoming even hotter. And that ocean heat content really just getting up there. For our waters, we have around 20, oh wow, so we are very warm waters, 23 to 25 degrees Celsius, Celsius to Fahrenheit, 23, so 73 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit, or 23 to 25 degrees Celsius. Very warm for the ocean right now, and not looking good for potential tropical development later in the future for this storm season in the Atlantic. Looking at, we can see those severe thunderstorm watches, and then we see those only some isolated chance of severe thunderstorms, maybe scattered at times, especially overnight. But it's possible that we may only get a sprinkle or nothing, as it doesn't look like this will be a widespread severe weather event by any means. But just a chance of thunderstorms today and tonight, and then maybe some thunderstorms Wednesday night into Thursday. Looking, oh yeah, the pattern change looks like it's changing with that Gulf moisture persisting for a little while, but it might look like we may get a little break there. Definitely not in the heat, but maybe with the moisture. Finally, with tropical tidbits, the GFS model. We could start off with just the models. I'll zoom into the eastern United States this time. We see those thunderstorms really popping up and becoming quite strong in their isolated nature. Some in Minnesota, and if I go to the central United States, you could see some of these storms popping up in Colorado too today, and then dry everywhere else in places like Kansas and Missouri. Looking to another model, this model may overdo it a little bit, so we see this is very overdone. It doesn't look like we'll have all out squall lines. We could have a couple squally thunderstorms, but definitely nothing like this where we'd see like widespread line, almost unbroken, broken slightly, but looks like we're going to have more of an isolated thunderstorm, maybe a small squall line here or there, but nothing like this going up and down the coast. We can see that severe threat all the way going up into Canada and Maine today, and then some severe thunderstorm threat for the next few days. Just isolated, but we could be seeing some of those later this week into Thursday and Friday, especially Thursday night, it looks like. And then just one final model for mesoscale. We just see a lot of these thunderstorms popping up. We maybe could see, again, just a couple of squall lines, but more likely just some scattered thunderstorms at best. Some being severe with the enhanced risk that we have today. Numerous severe thunderstorm reports are possible. Now looking at the European, I'll zoom back out to the entire United States for this. After this system, it looks like we're going to have some dry air for the weekend after a couple severe, just general thunderstorm days with that cooler air returning, but we might see some more activity coming later with just a lot of thunderstorm threat for our area in the East Coast. Then you see this weird blob right here, that is potential Estelle, which might go out to sea, but it could also impact the southwest. More on that to come later. We see some of that monsoonal activity for Arizona, Nevada practically dry, and California. But we see a lot of just these persistent storminess for the east and for our region. So I'm expecting a lot of thunderstorms to come with a lot of those pop-ups every day, and with some with major systems, other times with not. And with these cold fronts, we might see something tropical spin up just to the west of Bermuda, as we see these waves coming off of the MDR region. They could be forming into something, but it looks like this Saharan dust will be going away soon with some potential tropical activity coming up. But yeah, we see that dominant high pressure near Bermuda, in between Bermuda and the Azores, allowing for a lot of that persistent activity in the northeastern United States into the mid-Atlantic states, and then a lot of those waves to be able to go east to west across the MDR region. Saharan dust is quite a bit right now, but it should be really diminishing very soon. Not for the next week or two, but definitely after that we might see some diminishing. That's going to do it for today. I really hope you got vital information with this video, and just watch out, especially if you're in southeastern Pennsylvania, northwestern New Jersey, northern Virginia, and into DC, where we could see a lot of those numerous severe thunderstorms. Heed every watch and warning, and for our region around New York City, really just be careful about any outdoor events, as we may see some of the stronger storms tonight. Thank you for watching.